Good afternoon and welcome to the August 18, 2023 meeting of the Rotary Club of Beavercreek. Thanks to our greeters, Jim Rudd and Judge Capelli. Thanks for our great programs. As thanks go out to Mike Swig, Mark Weinstein, and Pete Bales. We thank Jim Gundel for keeping track of our website, Eric for being our ticket master. I would invite Denny Jarvie to come forward.
Well, good afternoon. Would you please join me in prayer? Oh, Holy Creator, help us to see our opening prayer today as really a conversation of how we Rotarians can help those that are around us. We really believe that you hear us and care about what we say. Remind us that you are a perfect Father who listens carefully to his children and desires the very best for us. We thank you for this family of Rotarians to which we belong, and we ask that you bless us as we meet together today. Amen.
Okay. Joe Jenkins, do we have a secretary's report?
Yes, we are at 53% today. We have several guests. Let's start with Shannon. Do you want to start with you?
Yes, I have Brianna here with me again today. The life lesson today is anything that is worth having is never easy. So,
So Brianna, you're on an apprenticeship. Can you show us you have all 10 fingers still? Good deal. That is working out well for you.
Pete, as a guest.
today I have our speaker, Tony Mumford, but I also have with me Sugar Creek Township trustee Carolyn Steffen.
Hi, Carolyn. Welcome.
Brian as a guest. Karen.
Yes, my bride Karen is here.
Yeah.
Hi, Karen.
Yeah. Ed Phillips as a guest.
My guest is my wife Diane, who is celebrating 63 years of marital bliss.
She's clarifying whether she's the one celebrating or not. Okay. She is hoping for parole sometime soon. All right. Any other guests?
Yeah.
Hi, man. Okay. We have a Sergeant Arms report.
No.
So that's not the best joke today.
Good afternoon. It is Tuesday, right? It's Friday, August 18th, the 230th day of the year. It's amazing how fast it's going. We've only got 135 more days to go. Today we celebrate Bad Poetry Day, Birth Control Pills Day, Helium Discovery Day, Mail Order Catalog Day, National Fajita Day, National Ice Cream Pie Day, National Men's Brewing Day, Never Give Up Day. I'm sorry. We also Pinot Noir Day.
Oh, that's perfect.
We also celebrate National Aviation Week this week, celebrating Orville Wright's birthday, which is tomorrow. National Smile Week and National Resurrect Romance Week. And after 63 years, that's a good example right there. So, on this day in history, the 19th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. Does anybody know what that is? Women's vote. In 1612, the Pendle Witch Trial began in Lancashire, England, and they led to the execution of 10 people. In 1909, the mayor of Tokyo presented Washington, D.C. with 2,000 cherry trees, which President William Howard Taft decided to plant near the Potomac River. In 1956,
Elvis Presley's Hound Dog and Don't Be Cruel both reached #1 in the charts and stayed there for 11 weeks. In 1960, the first photograph was bounced off of a satellite from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, to Richardson, Texas. I don't know where Cedar Rapids is, but in 1973, Hank Aaron's record, 1,378 extra base hits, surpassed Dan Mueller's record. And in 1982, Pete Rose set a record for plate appearances of 13,941. And in 2018, archaeologists confirmed the first ever cheese that was found in ancient Egypt that was 3,200 years old. Don't really want to eat them. In our club this week, we have some birthdays. A couple of just passed and one is coming up. Matt Bowen, August 19th. Danny Jarvie was August 13th. I won't say how old he was. Kowalski was August 13th, and Alex Harry was the 13th. We have a partner birthday, Stephen Gilbert's wife, Barbara. And we have 2 member anniversaries. These are Deborah Gross and Brian Rushy. 0, they just joined. Thank Eric for these that came up. I'm really glad because this week's been a tough week for me. I was not able to put this together until this morning because my wife's been in the hospital and a few other things. So, but these are some funny definitions. An arbitrator, that's a cook that leaves Arby's to work at McDonald's. Bernadette, the act of torching a man on a mortgage. I'll wait until you catch on what it is. Burglarize what a crook sees through. Avoidable what a bull player tries to do. What kitchen cabinets in. Heroes. What a man does in a boat. Parasites. Parasites, what you see from the Eiffel Tower. Thanks, Eric. Paradise. Relief. What trees do in the spring? Rubberneck. What do you do to relax your wife? And a man and his wife attended a dinner party at the home of their friends. Near the end of the meal, the wife reprimanded her husband. That's the 3rd time you've gone back for a dessert, she scolded. The hostess must think you're selfish and an absolute pig. I don't think so, he said. I've been telling her they're for you. And there was a young man that showed up at his date's house and told her that we're going to have an awesome time tonight. So what are we doing? He says, I've got 3 tickets to the concert. Why would we need 3 tickets? The tickets are for your parents and your sister. And once my dog ate all the Scrabble tiles, he kept leaving messages for me all around the house. Then there was a divine healer in a church that called out one day and said, anyone with special needs who wants to be prayed for, please come forward. With that, Henry got in line, and when it was his turn, the pastor asked, Henry, what do you want me to pray for? Henry replied, well, I'd like for you to pray for my hearing. So the pastor put one finger on one hand on Henry's ear, placed the other one on top of Henry's head, and then prayed and prayed and prayed, and the whole congregation joined in. After a few minutes, the pastor removed his hands, stood back and asked, Henry, how is your hearing now? Henry answered, I don't know, my hearing is actually next Thursday. Then there were two elderly couples that were enjoying a friendly conversation when one of the men asked the other, "Hey Fred, how was that memory clinic you went to last month?" "Outstanding," Fred replied. "They taught us all the latest psychological techniques, visualization, association. It was great." "That's great. What was the name of the clinic?" Fred went blank. He thought, but just could not remember. Then a smile broke across his face and he said, "What do you call that flower with the long stem and the thorns?" His buddy said, "You mean a rose?" "Yeah, that's it." He turned to his wife and said, "Rose, what was the name of that memory clinic?" And a few people in here might have to excuse me for this one, but the 8th grade school teacher, Mrs. Marks, asked her class, "Which human body part increases 7 times in the normal size when it's stimulated?" No one answered until little Mary stood up angry and said, "You should not be asking 8th graders a question like that. I'm going to tell my parents. And they will go to the principal and you will get fired." With a sneer on her face, she sat back down. Mrs. Marks ignored her and asked the question again. "Which body part increases 7 times its normal size when stimulated?" Little Mary's mouth fell open and she said to all those around, "Boy, is she going to be in trouble." The teacher continued to ignore her and said to the class, "Anybody?" Finally, Kevin stood up, looked around nervously and said, the body part that increases 7 times its size when stimulated is the pupil of the eye." Mrs. Parks said, "Very good, Kevin." Then turned to Mary and continued, "As for you, young lady, I have 3 things to say. You have a dirty mind, you didn't do your homework, and one day you're going to be very disappointed." As always, I'd like to leave you with a couple of quotes. Our prime purpose in life is to help others, and if you can't help them, at least don't hurt them. And he who has a why to live can bear almost anyhow. Fines for the day. If you ordered something online in the last week, that's $1. If you've been to Hawaii, that's $1. If you voted in the last year, that's $1. If you've been to Washington, D.C. during the cherry blossom time, that's $1. If you've flown in an airplane in the last month, that's $1. David, back to you.
Oh, the fines are supposed to be punishment.
I know.
Punishment for voting? Okay. So report and a buck. All right, happy bucks, please. Pete?
I'm gonna add on to the sergeant's report a little bit. Tomorrow is also National Soft Serve Ice Cream Day. And so I decided to take the family out to Jet Freeze and enjoy some soft serve ice cream. And if anyone wants to join me, I'll be there at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Today, Don and I are going to Columbus to watch our grandson play football his senior year. He just committed to the University of Virginia.
All right. Nice. Okay. Congratulations. Any other happy bucks? Seven.
Our family is hosting one of the Rotary Exchange students, and I want to give a good report. Henry's doing great, and the other student from Bosnia is a mile away, and they're constantly together. Last night they went to the Xenia game in their Hawaiian shirts and found their own ride. So I think they're assimilating just fine.
Awesome. Thank you for hosting.
Okay, Gene, they're killing me earlier.
Other happy bucks.
Running clock.
23 and up in that first quarter.
Said, anybody have any announcements? Jim Rudd.
Popcorn Festival is September the 9th and 10th. The sign-up sheet for our booth is going around, so please sign up.
Any other announcements?
Hey, are we doing water again this year?
Yep, water, dog treats.
So a couple announcements, even though I'm not able to master the transition on slides, so I had them not moving and then moving super fast to test your speed reading. There's a couple things we need from membership. So obviously new members or people that you might want to invite. We're always looking for that. But we also need to put together an audit committee. So anybody who would be willing to serve on that, it's not a huge ask of time, but we need to audit the books at least once a year. And it needs to be an audit committee from the membership. So let me know if that is something you're interested in. Okay, our ticket drawing. Remember that our share of the proceeds goes to the Christmas Basket Project. 943-849.
Bingo.
Hey.
Right, Colin. Colin? Here you go. Don't grab a joker.
Wrong game.
All right, time to stop. Before I ask Pete Bales to come up and introduce our speaker, I just want to let you know so we have a great tradition in this club of great speakers. And, Pete and Mark Weinstein have added to Mike Zwick's success over the years. If you ever go to one of the other clubs in the area, you will find out very quickly that once in a very long time, do they have a quality speaker like we have every time. No pressure, Tony. But it is truly fantastic, and watching the communication from Pete to our speakers is a great reflection on our club. I'll invite him up to introduce our speaker.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm honored to introduce our speaker today. I've known Tony Mumford probably 10 years. I don't know. Yeah, it's been a long time. I first met him when I was working in Fairborn in the Parks and Recreation Department, and he came and asked about perhaps finding a location for a chess club that he was looking to start and wanting to hold some space. And his vision really was to engage children in lifelong pastimes, which taught them amazing lessons and developed critical decision-making skills. And he did find a home with the Fairborn City Schools. They now host his club where he teaches children all about the game, and they are growing. And I can't wait to hear his story about their future plans for their growth, not only in Fairborn, but in Beavercreek and really around the Miami Valley. So let's please welcome Tony Mumford. All right. Thank you.
As if you didn't make it tough enough for me, Mr. Q. All right. We are going to, I understand there are various speakers here, so we're going to make this as brief as possible. It's Friday, and it's a beautiful day outside, so we're going to get chatting here. So the presentation today is going to be like the meal, long enough to be enjoyable, but short enough for more seconds. All right. So let's start from the beginning. Who are we? We're the Fairborn Chess Club. We started in 2015, as Mr. Bales just told you. We started just initially as a program to engage kids after school. We looked around and saw that there was a problem with juvenile delinquency, truancy, and all those things, and we thought that chess could make a contribution. And so with myself, Ernie Sheeler, and Lauren Rogers, we put together this club in the Fairborn City School System with the assistance of the city of Fairborn. Mr. Bales is one of our key supporters. And we came up with a program to engage children in an after-school program, teaching them the basics of chess. Now, when we started, we assumed we were just going to stay, basically a after-school program, but things didn't work out like that. Y'all know what they say, what happens when we make plans, what God does when we make plans. So we grew from there and we expanded. So we became a nonprofit 501c3. Our kids are from all over the district. Even though we say we're the Fairborn Chess Club, we have kids from Beavercreek. We have kids from Dayton. We have kids from Vandalia. We have kids from all over the Miami Valley area that come in to participate. Anyone that wants to come to participate, all you have to do is want to play chess. There's no, or there's very little paperwork, but you just have to come in and want to play chess. Whosoever will, let them come. That is our motto. So without further ado, I got my maestro over here. So let's get started. We'll go slide by slide here. We're not long. Okay, let's stop here. Our program, we are a recognized 501c3 nonprofit program. It's designated by the IRS. We provide children in the Greene County area with a fun and challenging way to develop strategic thinking skills, build a sense of community through chess. We're an after-school program. Our goal is to increase academic success and decrease juvenile delinquency in the local community here. The program is open. This is very important. It's open to all skill levels. That means ages. That means grades. We have kids that normally destroy adults on the regular. Did I say that out loud? Our programs and our tournaments are open to, we invite adults to come in. We invite kids from other areas. We have masters to come in. We have international masters, senior level masters to come in to participate in this endeavor with us. Now, this year, we got qualified through the Department of Education as a qualified education service provider. What is that, Tony? ACE is the After School Childhood Education and Savings Program. It was something started by the Department of Education to lower truancy in certain areas throughout the Miami Valley. So what the program does is it provides, just so you guys will know, take this back to the parents in the community. It provides a grant and a scholarship for children that live in certain areas to participate in after-school activities. So they can participate in those activities after school free of charge, courtesy of the state's ACE program. Okay? So we are a provider, quality education service provider is designated by ACE. And so we have that to offer to anyone that wants to participate in the program. Next slide. All right. Everybody always says that chess is a brain game. Well, some of the benefits: increases problem-solving skills, boosts memory and clarity, enhances concentration and focus. That is an understatement, ladies and gentlemen. We've had children that come to our program that have had various learning disabilities, whether it be dyslexia, whether it be problems with numbers, whether it be reading problems. They have all come through our program and they have shown vast improvement with sustained play, study, and practice in this game. There are also studies that show that children that play chess for as long as 2 to 4 years develop an increased IQ score, as well as outstanding representation on standardized examinations. Okay. This gentleman here is our club champion. His name is Gabe Kunkel. You'll see him again throughout the slide. Next week. All right, as we move on, our approach, we believe that chess is more than just a game. We believe that it is, in fact, a way of life. Our approach to solving life's problems is through the application of creative thinking and strategy. Okay, next. All right, here are the achievements since we've been in operation. We won several tournaments in the state of Ohio. We compete across the state. So not only are we an after-school program, we actually compete across the state of Ohio. The tournaments, the Ohio State Elementary Chess Championships. We brought home trophies in those. The Queen City Classic, which is a regional tournament that's held every year in Cincinnati at Paul Brown Stadium. The participants in that tournament come from across the Midwest. I'm talking Chicago, Louisville, Detroit, Michigan, and so forth. So it's about, I would say, about 1,700 children that compete in that event. And when it was all over, this guy and Fairborn were the only ones left standing. They outnumbered us 50-1. 50-1. Detroit had 50 players that they brought to this year's tournament. And they thought that they were going home with all the trophies. Evidently, somebody told them wrong. All right. We also participated in the Cincinnati Scholastic Chess Series, which is a monthly chess tournament held in Cincinnati. Also, the Columbus Scholastic Chess Series, which is held up in Columbus. That's also a monthly series. And as you go through, you'll see the achievements. This young lady here is Master Arena Crush. She comes to the Queen City Classic every year along with Grandmaster Maurice Ashley. Some of these people, I know you may not be familiar with their names, some of them you will know. And you get the opportunity to actually play these people at the tournament. And so this is what Mr. Conklin is doing. All right, next. All right, our team is composed of talented young players passionate about the game, led by experienced coaches. This man here is Coach Lauren Rogers. Coach Lauren Rogers and I are members of the old Dayton Chess Club. Does anybody in here remember the Dayton Chess Club? Okay, the Dayton Chess Club had been in existence in the city of Dayton for about 50 years. It established the city of Dayton and Central Ohio as a chess capital in the country. Mr. Rogers and I come out of that system. He is now the head coach in our program. Our team is made up of local children. The picture you see here is the Queen City Classic, the one that I just told you about. From left to right, from left to right, Emma Kunkel, Eric Johnston, Coach Rogers, Gabriel Kunkel, Liam Likens, and his sister Kate. Okay, now our team is going to grow this year because we have kids from Beavercreek. All right. Next slide. Meet the master. Meet the master. My teacher in chess, you never stop learning. Chess is a game that takes 5 minutes to learn, but a lifetime to master. So who is our teacher? Our teacher is this guy right here. This man is Charles Diner, senior life master with over 50 years of experience in chess. That's worldwide. That's across the globe. He's an instructor for clubs, kids, and players all over the state of Ohio. He is a 2200 level player. Now, what is a 2200 level player? What are you talking about? I'll just cut to the chase and say that's pretty high. Okay. All right. Uh-oh. He's a 2200 level player, and he's still competing all over the state. He conducts lectures, workshops, and chess camps in Columbus, and of course, ours here in Ohio, in our Fairborn. Next up. Video, chess camp.
For example, the first move is D4. See if you can figure out D4. All right. Now, you know how we figure that out, Aiden?
It's pawn d4. So make sure that he put d4.
D and 4. So if you write that on your paper, like in Beavercreek here, you will see it writes down D4. That's how you write notation. Now, here's what it is. It's very simple. Anytime you get a pawn to the 5th rank and your opponent slides by you, just like that, you have the option of capturing him as if he had gone 1 square. The reason is you worked real hard to get up to 5th rank. The enemy shouldn't be able to just fly right by you. So you get the option of taking him as if he just went 1 square.
How we're going to resolve that. And so if this is park theorem, how am I getting it out? When am I getting it out, right? Because what am I doing with this? There are some lines in the regular Joko piano where white actually redeploys like this. You've probably seen similar lines in the King's Indian, right? So those ideas aren't just limited to that opening, everything transposes, right, Pete?
All right. We move on to the question answers portion of our segment. We have a few questions here that we took the liberty to answer for you. Of course, you'll be able to ask your own questions. Next slide, please. Right? Okay. Where do we find you guys? Where are you? Never heard of you. Where can we find you? Next slide, please. You can find us here, the Fairborn Intermediate School this fall. You can also find us on Saturday, First Presbyterian Church in Fairborn, 1130 Highview Drive from 1 to 4. We have a Chess in the Park series during the summer months, which of course is winding down. Chess in the Park is where we play chess at a different park in Fairborn all through the summer. Kids are welcome to come out and play and participate and have fun and socialize together. Another place you can find us is in the library system. We conduct chess classes at the Yellow Springs Library, okay? On Fridays, 2 Fridays out of the month for 1 hour from 4:30 to 5:30. That starts next month. Although we've been teaching there now for going almost a year. And we just finished a summer camp there as well. So if you're looking for us, the school, the church, and the library. All right, next slide. All right, what is this all about? What is this all about? You come in here ruining our lunch, Mr. Mumford. Why are you bothering us? You're disturbing our meal. We can't play golf. What is this all about? Next slide. This is essentially about expansion. We are expanding from Fairborn into Beavercreek. We're already in Yellow Springs and we're going to Xenia. We're establishing chess clubs and operations, in all of the cities in the Greene County area. We are expanding our presence in Greene County first with the objective of encompassing the whole Miami Valley area. But as they say, charity starts at home and spreads abroad. All right, next slide. So what do you want from us? What do you want from us? Next slide. Oh, did I put that in there? Pay no attention to the man counting the money, right? All right, Fred. All right. No secret, we're here because we want your support in accomplishing this. Oh, no, you didn't. Why should we give it to you? Next up. Okay. This is our budget. This is what we operate off of. Now, we receive small grants from the Yellow Springs Foundation, the City of Fairborn, and other entities. We also hold tournaments to raise funds. We also take part in community events as fundraising. But of course, with our program expanding, we are in constant need of revenue as we expand throughout the cities. Now, let me explain what some of this is. We'll start here with the chess instructors. The chess instructors are paid. We work at least 10 hours a week. $50 per hour, which is a standard rate for chess instruction. Chess equipment, that's bags, pieces, and clocks. $750 a year. Master lectures. These are people that we bring in from Kentucky, people that we bring in from Tennessee, people that we bring in from across the Midwest area to conduct our special lectures. We are presently working on bringing in Grandmaster Maurice Ashley. Grandmaster Maurice Ashley is the first African-American Grandmaster to ever exist in the game of chess. Okay, these are their fees. The kids that are with us that decide to play, they become members of the United States Chess Federation. All of them compete. The tournaments that you see them competing in, those are sponsored and regulated by the United States Chess Federation. They receive a rating for their participation in those games. All of these things are provided to the children at no cost. They do not pay for a membership fee to the United States Chess Federation. They don't pay for tournament costs. They don't pay for travel costs. They don't pay for any of these things you see up here. All of this comes from the chess club's budget. That's why I'm here. Wonderful. Okay, next up. Oh, Fred. You're killing me, Fred. All right. That brings us to the end of our presentation. I told you I wasn't going to be long, now was it? Didn't I? Okay. Anybody have any questions about anything? Yes, sir.
So obviously there's a growth of online platforms where kids can play chess and stuff has given them lots of opportunities to play more often.
Mhm.
Is that a good thing for what you're teaching them, or is it?
It's a lot of people want to play as much as possible. The only thing is the online platforms don't quite have their thing together. Here's why. When you play in person, there's a tournament director. The tournament director enforces the rules. Silence in the room, no talking, no assistance from anyone in the room, including the parents. That's a little tough to do online. You can't, and plus a lot of people, they've mastered the art, unfortunately, of cheating, and they use engine programs, one of which is Stockfish. That's a program where if they're confused about what move to make, they can go to the website and the website will tell them what moves to make. Wonderful device, but that's called cheating. So the online platform offers opportunities, but it is just as problematic as what it offers. So with that being said, face-to-face chess will never wear out until they find a way to resolve that.
Yeah, I'm not saying it takes the place, but does it help your kids get more experience that they wouldn't otherwise get because lack of face-to-face opportunities? Yes,
because online you also have a repository of old chess games by masters. And so we teach a lot of our material, instruction material, comes from those games where we analyze positions, we analyze traps, movements, and things of that nature. So it's a tremendous teaching aid. So yes. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
I guess more of a comment than a question, but so, yeah, I've got a lot of experience in scouts. I mean, I applaud you for what you're doing with the team. It seems like the one thing all the scouts get is chess merit badge. And I gotta say, once they do the chess merit badge, which goes through the basic processes, and there's a mentally there is a difference. I mean, it's almost like a level up, you know what I'm saying? And so
It is.
I think it's awesome that you're inspiring you from using chess to do it.
Nothing is exhilarating as working with a kid that's been told they can't do it. Nothing beats that. When you have a kid, when they say, well, this kid is incapable of rationalizing with numbers, they're incapable of this and that. And my response is, pardon my expression, but the hell you say. You understand? So, yes, sir.
When I was in high school, we had a chess club at our school. We had like a league, like we played various high schools and we travel around and go play in different places. We do that here.
That's exactly, that's those.
But they'd be small. It would be just like one school against each other. It wouldn't be like, you know, like 10 schools at one time. It'd only be one-on-one.
We do that as well. We had a tournament, a scrimmage against a school in Sydney, I think it was. So we go wherever we can. We go to the school. We went to the Dayton School of Business and Technology. We went over there and played them. We have a standing invitation from, I think it's Incarnation School. We have a standing invitation from them. We go any and everywhere anyone wants to play. We've gone to Mills Lawn School in Yellow Springs and we play them. We play all the local schools in the area because it helps us to sharpen our game for the real ringers at the state level. But yes, sir, we do take part in that. Yes, ma'am.
When you play all those games, do you have to pay someone to oversee them, or can they just go and have fun?
Well, that's what the tournament entry fees are for. The tournament entry fees, that goes towards paying those people. Now, when we host the tournaments, we have to pay those people because they come in and they direct our tournaments, they rate our tournaments. Every tournament has to be reported to the United States Chess Federation because that's how you get your ratings. They report the wins and losses to USCF, and USCF rates them accordingly. There is a cost for that. Questions? Questions? The bat scared y'all, huh? All right. Thank you. All right.
Thank you very much, Tony. Appreciate it. If anybody has some questions, be around for a few minutes.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So as is our custom, we will donate a book to the Greene County, to the Beavercreek Community Library on the speaker. Claude, an alligator story is our book this week, and I'll have you sign that, Tony.
Yes, sir.
All right. So I need greeters for next week. If people signed up, I have not seen that sheet, and I'll have a greeter sign up for everybody. But if anybody has the ability to greet, give me an email and I'll get that out. Please keep an eye on beavercreekrotary.com and Facebook programs. Pete and his crew have filled out the calendar extremely well. Is there anything else for the good of the club? All right. If everybody would rise for the pledge, please. Oh, and next week's speaker is Ravi Khanna from the Hindu Temple of Beavercreek. Tony, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, very interesting.